Hi guys, welcome to my reloading room. Today I'm going to show you how to reload 9mm. I've got a Dillon XL650, which by the way is an amazing machine, as you will see. So first let's get going here and put on my safety glasses. I like to do that right away so I don't forget. And I've got the Dillon case lubricant, which we're going to lube up the cases before we put them into the case feeder. So let's go. Everyone's got their own technique. Mine is I put them in the Ziploc bag, so I've got about 100 or 250 cases in here, and I like to keep them all flat. And what I do then, I take my case lube, and I just open up one side here, and what I do is I just, in a swooping pattern, spray the top of the cases, just a couple squirts, okay? And that's it. And then what I do is I close up the bag, and then I just kind of move the cases around like this, just to get the lube all over everything. So when I'm done, what I like to do is put them in here. And I just let them sit for a few minutes just to dry, but as you can see they're nice and lubed up. So I'm going to go ahead now and pour these into the case feeder up top, way up here. And I won't turn it on yet. I will wait till I'm ready with all the other stages before I turn it on. So the first thing I like to do is get my powder ready. We're using tight group today. So we're going to fill the hopper. And I've got it marked here, about here. I know that that gives me about 200 rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and fill it right to there. That way it just saves dumping out the extra. Let's level that off, put the cap back on, ready to go. So the first step I like to do is get the right powder. So what I do is use a case and make sure it's got a dead primer in it just to block the hole so it doesn't spill on you. Put it into number 2 here, and what you're going to do is you're going to just push down on the handle. What that's done is it's filled it with powder. So I'm going to take this out here and we're going to check it, and you can see there's powder in there. And what we're going to do is bring it over to the scale and dump it in. And this particular recipe calls for exactly that, 3.8 grains. So it's right on. So what I like to do just to double check is do it 3 or 4 more times. I'll cycle it again. Dump it. Do it again. Dump it, do it again, and now I've got a like 3rd or 4th time that I've done it. I'll measure this again, and as long as we come out with 3.8, the powder's ready to go. So next what I like to do is fill up my bullet tray. So we're using 124 grain round nose bullets today. You want to put a few of those in there. So next we need to load our primers. I'm using CCI small pistol primers. Now I've got this neat little loading tool. Normal guys just use the pickup rod here and actually pick them up one by one. But watch how this thing works, it's really cool. So you open up your primers, and then you take it, turn this upside down, put it like this, like you would on a normal tray, flip it over. They're all the right side. Slip this little plastic thing in, and then you've got all your primers nicely done here. The tube sits right in here. It just fits right in there nicely. And all you do is turn the switch. Watch this. That's it. Take this off. And then you take this tube now over to the machine. We're just going to take this rod out. And then we're going to put this here and then pull the pin. And all of them just fell in. And you put this back in. And that first section, flip this over. Put this back in. And it will beep when we are low. So next, what you want to do is turn on the case feeder. It basically automatically stops once it gets to here. So what I'm going to do now is cycle this. So you have the case in, so you can see the first case here. And what you do is with the forward stroke of the handle, it puts it into place, and then basically that's going to resize it now and deprime it. Go up all the way, back down. And now the next stroke, we will have to set up the primers here. So I'm going to cycle these till the first primer comes in. There it is. So now when I do the forward stroke, it actually seats the primer here, and it brought a new case down. So it's done two things. So then now we're going to pull it back. It's going to powder it, go up. It's resizing one and powdering the next. Okay, so this has powder in it. This one needs a primer, and this one's just coming in. So I push forward again. What I've done now is this is in, this one's seated. This one's still full sitting there, so I'm going to go back up. Again, it's going to resize that one, charge the next one, and cycle it again. And what I do is push down again. This one's in place. This just got a primer. This has powder. We're going to reset our check there. So it's going to check it. And this one now is ready for a bullet. We can see powder in there. Now we put the bullet down. So now we have a bullet there. This one's powdered. This one's gonna get powder, just got its primer. This one's ready to go. Sit again. Notice you don't hear the beeping now. This beeping noise would mean that there's not enough powder, but obviously there is, because we measured it before. Again, we're gonna push down. We just seated a primer. This one's ready to be resized. This one's ready to check powder. This one needs a bullet head. And basically, you just keep going like that. Now the last one, which is the first bullet we did here. This one here is going to be crimped and get kicked out. And we have our first bullet. Now what you're going to want to do with the first round that comes out is you're going to want to check it with your calipers. And I'm at 1.118, which is basically where I want to be. Another thing you might want to use is a case gauge, which is really nice because then you just slide it in, and if it slides out nice and easy, then you're ready to go. So get yourself a case gauge. It's really easy as long as it's flush. It's not coming out here. That's nice there. It's nice and flush here. The primer's not sticking up or sticking out of the case. And basically it comes out nice and easy, goes in nice and easy. That means it'll work in your gun just fine. So why don't we just keep going here. I'm going to seat the primer. This one. Roll it in. Basically that's all you're doing. Just make sure you seat the primer each time by pushing forward and put a bullet there. And having the powder checker is nice because at least you know that there's powder going in, but you can always just eyeball it. And basically you know each time that it's the same amount. And there's no race. You don't have to go fast. just a feel thing. It's nice. You can feel when you push forward. You can feel the primer going in. Right there it stops, and then when I push it forward, I can feel it going in, which is really nice. Just a way to feel more confident. I've done about 15 or 20 rounds here, so again, I will just case check these. Just double check that they're still good. Good to go. That one's good to go. This one's good to go. So nothing's changed, it just keeps going. You just keep moving along, so we're just going to keep going here. And guys, what I like to do at the end is grab again your case gauge, and what I do is every bullet that I've made goes into the case gauge, goes in and out, and goes right into the box. Every one. Just double check, triple check them, you know? You want to make sure they're perfect. You'd rather find the problems on the loading bench than on the range. Happy